border protection that you mentioned, that is encounters, not actual people that have entered the country. I am curious, though. It sounds like you are open to this bill. What would you say to President Biden, or rather President Trump, who argues that it's not necessary?
Well, if you go back to that number just quickly, it's actually much more than 8 million. That's just the ones that we know about that were apprehended. So I think that's a point.
Those are encounters. Those are events, not actual people. And aside from the
numbers, that's exactly right.
And I'm curious to get your feeling about
the known got-away number is much larger. We haven't seen the bill text. What I will point to you is in May of 2023, so last year, the committee that I serve on, Homeland Security, passed H.R. 2, which was an incredible border security package. We sent it to the Senate, and there it is rested since May of 2023. Why has Senator Schumer not taken that up? Why has he not prioritized? And I would ask the president right now, President Biden, is it because we're in an election year that finally you get to the point where this matters? So we have a bill. We sent it there. It's a good bill, and we need action from the Senate and the president.
I think they have issues with that bill for a number of reasons, the way that it targets humanitarian groups and such. But I think the counterpoint from them is that they are willing to move forward on things that would restrict immigration without asking for things that Democrats historically have asked for, like a pathway to citizenship for dreamers or so-called amnesty. That was the reason that Donald Trump tanked an immigration deal back in 2018. Are you concerned that passing up on this offer from Democrats to move forward on something that a lot of Republicans want could ultimately doom you down the road if you don't take this offer now?
I am worried about shutting the border down. This is not political to me. In fact, it shouldn't be political at anybody. It's an 80-20 issue throughout the United States. Regardless of which party you support, people believe that we should have a strong border. That's separate from some of the immigration issues you brought up. And again, the tragedies in our community, the 53 people who were smuggled into the United States who died in a tractor trailer last summer, people in my constituency, a 71-year-old grandmother and her 7-year-old granddaughter that were killed by a human trafficker doing 100 miles an hour, carrying 11 people. Those are the impacts that we have to stop. Of course, immigration reform needs to happen, but we are so egregiously missing the point from the administration's perspective. This is why we're going to move forward with an impeachment of Secretary Mayorkas, because he really has missed the mark on keeping our country safe.
I do want to ask you about the effort to impeach Mayorkas, but I just want to put a pin on this. You are open to the possibility of voting for this bill depending on what you see in the text. Is that fair?
We in the House are committed to border security. We demonstrated that by passing the best border security legislation in several decades. That's H.R. 2. And
understood,
so whatever we
on
pass in
this
the
bill,
House, whatever I vote for in the House, is going to have to reflect the nature of H.R. 2 at its base foundation.